Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Capricorn, May 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. May 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. May 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Ooh, there we go. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Give me just 1 minute here. Perfect. Now the left-hand side is the inner self. The middle is the heart, the emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. We have the Three of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you're born on the cusp with Sagittarius, this energy is going to be coming through. We have you coming through, Capricorn, right here, represented by the devil, which I always thought was just a bit rude, to be really honest with you. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is you represented in the minor arcana as the page. So you're going to be learning a lot, even though you're embracing the mastery of yourself. But you're going to be learning a lot about the things that have been keeping you held back. That's coming through very intensely here. We have the Knight of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The Knight of Wands, again, fire sign energy. I love how the knight is running to the queen. So knights, of course, protect queens. And then we have the water sign energy coming through once again in the form of a page, of a student. And then we have the Tower. Now, this can also be a young with the Page of Pentacles, a young earth sign energy, a child earth sign energy that's very much connected to us, or we're mentoring that child. This can also be a sense of our inner child coming out really strongly during this time. So things that once upset us, that we were sensitive about, that were, kind of like triggering things, like things that really, really got to us, got under our skin, those things are going to be coming up during this time. And we're going to think, oh, why am I still affected by this? Or I don't know why I'm reacting so strongly, but it brings forward a subconscious memory that is like, oh my goodness, I don't want that in my life anymore. So we also have a child of a water sign child, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer coming forward here, or just a very loving, very nurturing, very giving child. And this child, it's going to be like when they speak, you're like, oh my goodness, what are you saying? Like, it makes so much sense. They have this unbelievable wisdom to them. So listen. We have the Empress. We have the Page. We have not the Page. We have the Three of Wands. We then have the Page of Wands. Okay, there we go. And we have the Nine of Wands. So the Page of Wands is again a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and this can be a fire sign child coming in. This can also be, because we have the Queen, the Knight, and the Page. We're learning a lot in the public arena, okay? We're defending a lot in our hearts. This has to do with our passion, our creative energy, our reason for getting out of bed in the morning. And within ourselves, it's like there's a sense of, this is who I am, this is who I need to be, this is how I need to move forward, this is what I desire. This is a sense of rulership within ourselves, with the monarchy, all right, with the Queen. Now let's see our energy that we need to be mindful of. What is the energy that Capricorn, Capricorn, there we go. Capricorn needs to be mindful of. May 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. What is the energy that Capricorn needs to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Lovers, Gemini energy, time frame, May 21st to June 20th. This is getting really caught up in lust. And there's nothing wrong with lust, but it has its place in life, right? And so here, there is this real sense of of this duality energy coming forward. And it could be really alluring. It could be offering us everything we want, everything we dream, everything we think we should have. And yet it's going to be a little bit hollow. So have you ever been in those circumstances or with those people where they seem extraordinary at first, and then you're with them just a little bit more, and it winds up getting hollow, or you're in a relationship with them, or a friendship with them, or any sort of a relationship, and a few months down the line, they can't withstand this, they can't uphold the facade, and so things start to fall apart. The Lovers here is being very aware of that. You know, the Taoist statement of this and that is true. So they have an opinion, a point of view, and there's truth within what they see, and there's truth within what we see. But there's going to be this need here for balance and for understanding, and also not being caught up in the alluring aspect of it. And it doesn't have to be just sex. It can be any sort of alluring aspect. It's like, no, I'm not going to be taken in. I want a foundation, and then we can see what builds. The chakra energy that we need to be mindful of, not mindful of, our chakra energy for this time. This is going to be the one, we do need to be mindful of it because it's going to be a little bit sensitive. So Capricorn, May 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, these two. We have relationships, again, linking us to that Gemini energy, that Lover's energy. The sacral chakra is so important. So the sacral chakra is where we hold a lot of negative energy from this life and from past lives. And why that's important with the sacral chakra is because the sacral chakra is where we hold our creativity and also where we hold our sexual energy. So when we have all the baggage piled up in this creative, sensual, erotic place, it makes us not as confident individuals. It makes us feel like we can't move forward the way that we want to. It makes us overwhelmed and quiet. And there's going to be a sense here with this sacral chakra energy of this need to open, of this need to say, this is what I want, and this is who I am, and this is what I desire for my life. There's a strengthening of relationships. And again, they don't have to be romantic relationships. They can be any sort of relationship, but we're looking at it and we're valuing our own creativity. We're valuing our own bodies, our own selves, no matter where we are in our journey of life, and saying, I matter and I'm connecting with me. And I'm looking at the pain that I have that is an intrinsic part of myself, because we have pain that comes with us through childhood. We have pain that's accumulated over time. And it is an intrinsic part of ourselves. When we say, oh no, I'm perfect, nothing bothers me, that's just a lie. And so here we're looking at that pain and saying, but you don't get to define me. You don't get to define every single relationship I'm in. You don't get to define every single move that I make and dream that I have. And then it moves us to communication, the third, not the third eye, the throat chakra. There's a sense here of being able to communicate with our higher selves, with our spirit selves, with our spirit guides and angels, and also with the people that we're talking to. We're not just talking on one level. There's a transcendence, like with a really good conversation. If you're watching one on YouTube or you're engaged in one in real life, there's this give and this take and this ebb and this flow when it comes to communication with people who are really engaged with what they're saying. And so this can also be a sense with communication. It's like, okay, how engaged am I? Are we on the same wavelength? Are we mimicking each other? That might be a little bit much to think about in the time. But you know how you mirror somebody that you're talking to if you're really engaged with them and in the conversation. So here we could be looking at that or playing that over in our heads and being like, oh, wow, I was engaged, or oh, wow, I was engaged, but that person wasn't engaged. They weren't giving me the cues. So here there's a sense of heightened awareness of communication, but also heightened power within the communication, within the communicative practice itself. And it leads us to knowing that during this time, Capricorn, we are going to be needing to collaborate with others. This isn't going to be a time where we can simply stand on our own, no matter how much we might like to. This is a time where I need to collaborate, I need to see, I need to understand, I need to work with people, I need your input, I need your ideas, I need to have that duality of opinion come forward, but never think, but have that saying that we live by, or that we should live by, is that I don't believe I'm better than anybody else. I just don't believe anybody's better than me. It's that intrinsic sense of worth, which is so beautiful to state and so easy to state, but so terribly hard to do. And so here with the Three of Pentacles, we're having that give and take, but we're also knowing I contributed. I have power here. I have power within my world. I have power within myself. I have power that's moving me forward. And it moves us to the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands does not need everybody's adoration. She just doesn't. She always makes me think of Hestia. And I know if you're part of this family, part of this community, you're like, Dane, enough with Hestia. But Hestia was the goddess who didn't need to be one of the top goddesses in Greek mythology. She just didn't. She said, you know what, you take that. I'm done with the wars. I'm done with the fighting. I'm going to be a lesser goddess. And she became the goddess of every single hearth, of every single home, throughout Rome, throughout Greece, and then throughout Rome. And there's power in that. There was power in saying, I don't need to be, one of the main ones. I can step back a little bit. And in that stepping back came the world. And that's the thing with us. We always think, and we judge success in such an odd way. It's how much money do you have? What's your title? How far have you gotten in things? And so that gives us worth. But if we step back a little bit and maybe weren't, fighting for the top place, but said, this is my talent. This is who I am. This is what I'm good at. This is what I thrive at doing. This is where I'm going to devote my energy. And it's going to open up doors for me. And it's going to lead me forward. And it's going to be that power. Because it is. Because there's a bit of magic to being fiercely who we are. And it's not saying everybody has to, see things the way that I see things or understand where I'm coming from, because sometimes they just won't. But it's that there's power in the embrace and in the purpose and in the dignity of who I am. And the Queen of Wands is not afraid to roll up her sleeves, to get her hands dirty, to go after what it is that she wants, to look at things in an open and honest way. And so neither are we during this time. And it moves us to the essence of ourselves, which is at times we feel chained to what the world expects us to be, to the limitations we put on ourselves, to what is needed. This is also a sense of looking at our addictions. And as Capricorns, we tend to look at our addictions a lot. So these are the things that we do that don't promote productivity. And so we tend, as Capricorns, to define addictions in a much more broad way. So it can be what other people think, but it's also the sense of, well, how am I sabotaging myself? How can I increase my productivity? How can I, lay a better, a solid, a firmer foundation for myself? And this is also looking at the things that just aren't me. I'm not ever going to be, talented in this arena. I'm not ever going to be, a world-class ballerina if I start dancing at the age of 18. It's never going to happen. And it's being brutally honest with ourselves. And Capricorn, sometimes we're too brutally honest with ourselves. It's also looking at that little bit of chaos. And as Capricorns, because the devil is, of course, the conglomeration of all the chaos gods into one from different pantheons, it is looking at it and saying, chaos is not a bad thing. It's the overrunning of chaos that ruins everything. But chaos in and of itself is where the human magic comes. When we play music, when the computer generates music, it's perfect. It's perfect. You can have it put together all the wonderful little bits and make something that's extraordinary. It sounds fake. Computer-generated music always sounds fake because it's always perfect. It doesn't have the human element of chaos. And so for us, Capricorn, when we're looking at things, to have that human element of chaos, to have that human element of the unknown, not to the extent that it's detrimental, but just enough so that it's a bit exciting. That's where our lives thrive. And it's something that we can have a bit of a trouble with because it makes us feel like, oh no, it's out of order. I'm not utilizing the time that I should be. It's like, no, but I'm embracing something magical here. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is this being a student of our prosperity, of our abundance, of where we want to be, of what we're looking for, of what we need, of what we want. It's like, this is a sense of me exploring and becoming. And because we are earth sign energies, there's this huge sense of, well, what is it that I want? How am I becoming a student of myself? How am I becoming a student of the inner power that is me and the inner bounty that guides me? How do I open up that door? And it leads us to asking questions. It leads us to a connection with the earth. Going out into nature is going to be something that is so powerful for us during this time, but just in life in general. And it leads us then to being able to move forward, to being able to take our ideas and our emotions and saying, I'm going towards something more. And in our heart, to be a defender of our heart, and to have our heart be such a defender, it's because we're rooted in the tower. The tower is chaos, the tower is things falling apart, and our top is the sense of, I've been through chaos. Like, I'm a defender, I am a warrior, I am the person who can utilize things after the storm, after everything was destroyed, and I can keep on going. So here we're being, again, the defender, the understander of our hearts, and we're opening ourselves up. We're looking at things openly and honestly, and we're saying, okay, this is what I need, and this is what I really don't. This is where I want to be, and this is where I really don't want to be. And we're starting to open up that door. We're starting to gain that reason. We're starting to see things more openly and honestly with ourselves. And as we do so, we see ourselves running towards our passion, but we also see ourselves defending our right to say, this is my dawn, this is my day, this is what I want. This is where I need to be. And as we charge forward, there is a sense of recklessness. There isn't. The Knight of Cups is the slowest moving knight. So he's not as reckless as the others. All right? No. He's the second slowest moving knight. The Knight of Earth is the slowest. So we're the slowest moving knight. But the Knight of Cups is slow. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, they're astoundingly fast. So we always have to be mindful of just not charging off. But we have to be mindful here also of what we're protecting, that we're not thinking about it so much, that we don't actually protect it, or that we're taking in so many different ideas and so many different points of views, and we're saying, okay, I see where this person is coming from, and I see where this person is coming from, and oh my gosh, I'm so worried, what if I said something wrong? What if I did something wrong? I could have done something wrong 5 years ago. I'm such a bad person. Stop. Just stop. And there's a sense here of being able to see what we love, of what we want, of what we had to learn along the way, and being able to move forward. And it brings us then to the sense of recklessness. It just does. It's like, I'm not going to overthink and overanalyze everything. So we'll go to the next extreme of charge forwards, full speed ahead. And if you see here, the Ouroboroses on his tunic, they're not complete. The page has some complete Ouroboroses and some open ones. So he is eating the wisdom of his own tail. He's in that constant cycle of consumption, of death, rebirth, and regeneration. That cycle of the Ouroboros, of life, of eating, of our knowledge becoming the wisdom for which we live by. So we're constantly consuming who we once were to become who we are today, and that it's always going to be in a constant state of change. And so here we're charging forward. We're looking at that, and there can be a sense of needing something new during this time. There can be a sense of just wanting an adventure, a challenge to push ourselves, to push the limits. And this is going to be a time where we might have to see and to tell ourselves, rein it in just a bit, rein it in, because we're just going to want to charge full speed ahead and see what happens. And it's like, whatever happens, happens. But there's a beauty in taking things slow. There's a beauty in letting things unfold. There's a beauty in connecting with ourselves and embracing the erotic, elegance and eloquence within life. And the erotic isn't just the sexual. It is the beauty of the everyday. It's being able to marvel in our world and not get caught up in the constant ruts of existence. And it leads us then to being a student of our hearts and finding out that inspiration comes in the most unlikely of places, and finding out that we stand for something more than what we realize. And yes, of course, waters can be choppy, and yes, of course, things can be overwhelming, but there's a power and there's a purpose and there's a reason to us. And we're going to be seeing ourselves, embracing it, discussing it, discovering it, becoming a part of it. And so here, as we are the student of our hearts, we are the students of our souls and ourselves and what we desire, but also what that means. And it brings us then to the tower. It means that we have seen things fall apart because we never seek to learn if we think we know everything. The tower is divinity's way of shaking us out of our comfort zone completely, saying, I'm going to blow your mind, and I'm going to make you feel like your world has been destroyed. For some of us, that's how it has been. And it can be for up to 16 years. It can be for 16 upon 16 years. There are trials and tribulations, and it seems like our whole life is that. So here it's stepping back, and it's saying, what have I learned? What have I discovered? Who am I? And it's being weary, okay, of letting other people's knowledge so influence us because we're taking in so much that we lose sight of who we are. We lose sight of the intrinsic values of what we want. And the chaos that is this little chord of chaos that makes everything beautiful. When it is overdone, it's a toddler banging on a piano. So here, there's a sense of, I'm seeing things differently. I'm seeing things differently because I'm out of my comfort zone. Because I don't even know where my comfort zone is anymore. Because I'm being challenged. Because things are overwhelming. Because I'm what I thought was certain isn't. And I don't like it, And there's this sense of, well, it opens up the door. It opens up the door. It opens up our insights. We see things more than we ever have. And it brings us to the Empress. It brings us to having this creative possibility. The Empress is pregnant. She is pregnant with the possibilities of what is to come, of how she can move forward, of the new life that she's bringing in. And for us, it is that creative possibility. What am I creating? How does it impact the world? How am I blessed? What are the stars saying to me? The stars guide us. They do not define us. And we're going to be seeing that more and more during this time. We have the waters coming in, the river coming forward. It's feeding the wheat, it's feeding the prosperity of who we are and what we desire and what we need and what we want. And that starts to open up our eyes. And we start to find a voice that was hidden. We start to see a power that we didn't think we had. And it leads us to the Three of Wands, which is, now we have here 3 threes, which is divinity is absolutely with us. And so we have the Empress, we have this power, this birth, this coming together. And we have the 3 of Wands that says, I'm opening up my horizons. I'm seeing my ships go in. I'm seeing my ships go out. I'm taking risks that I wouldn't have taken before. There's a confidence to me. There's a determination to me. This is my life. I get to take it, by the horns and go after what I desire. And it's looking at things in a very open and honest way. It's knowing that I'm defending my right to stand where I need to stand. And I might make some rash, bold decisions that I might regret later on. Or I might think, oh, okay, maybe it wasn't the best thing. Or, we could say that it's like, wow, I'm so glad I took that risk. I'm so glad I pushed myself forward. But we become students. We become students of what we want and what we don't want. We become students of the way that we thought we needed to move forward and the way that we actually found that we needed to move forward. Because with the Empress, after the Empress, it is all fire, okay? It is all passion and determination and the coming together of community. And we're learning a lot. We're learning a lot from the way we open our gates, the way that we let ourselves move forward, the way that we're seeing things differently. And the Page of Wands is like, I can see things differently. I can open up my eyes. I can have this chance and this hope and this magic and this beauty. I can have it be a part of me, and it's not a bad thing. I can see what I desire in life, and it's not a bad thing. And it starts to bring us to this place of, chaos, because chaos for the sake of change of chaos. And that's kind of what the Knight of Wands is. It's chaos for the sake of chaos. Now, it's also here for some, and that's what divinity is saying right now. It can be that we were cheated on. It can be that we were in a relationship, or we had, even in a business relationship, or, anything like that. Yeah, any sort of relationship, and the person betrayed us. They were too impetuous. They moved forward too quickly. They wanted more than we could give. And it rocked our world. It really did. It rocked our world. It tore us down. It made us doubt things. And the Page of Wands here, it's like we're becoming a student of that passion again, the student of that trust, of that passion, of that sense, of that beauty, of the question and the fact of, like, is there more than this? And how do I move me forward? Then we have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is like, do not listen to everybody's opinion all the time, because it will confuse you. Listen to people, take things in, gain an understanding. But we have to let things go. And this is a time where we start to realize, I'm stronger than I thought I was. I'm standing here. Yes, I'm bandaged. Yes, I'm wounded. But I'm standing here in the power that is me. And I'm being able to move forward towards something greater. And I'm being able to embrace what I want, what I need, what I desire, and who I am. And that's the extraordinary thing. And it's during this time that we start to really find our voice. We really start to stand up for ourselves. We have the sense of wonderment. We have the sense of discovery. But we also have the sense of, I'm not being pushed around anymore. So let's have the Tower defined. Please define the Tower for Capricorn. Please define the Tower for Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have the Fool, which makes perfect sense. The World, falling right into alignment. The Ten of Pentacles. And the Empress. Okay. So it feels like the end of the world. The Tower, when we go through a Tower time, it feels like our world has shattered. And it's like, I'll never be able to move forward. I'll never be able to be happy again. I'll never be able to know what success is. Everything is ruined. The Fool here, and I like this depiction because it's more subdued than the original Rider-Waite one. But here, it's like, no. This is the beginning of my hero's journey. Because if I didn't lose it all, if everything didn't fall apart, if my life wasn't shaken, I would never have known that there was more to this existence than what I already had. And this is being rather somber about it. Even the dog here, our subconscious self, is somber. It's like, I've seen things, okay? I've lived through shit, like, excuse my language, but it's like, that's how it goes. And there's power to me because of it. And no hero just simply becomes a hero because it's easy and it's safe, and that's what's done. The hero goes through the Tower time. The hero has their world turned upside down. The hero is laughed at and mocked until they come home. The hero that they told everybody they would be, and that everybody doubted they could ever be. And so it moves us then to the world opening to us. Why? Because we're being brave. Because we're going after it. Because we're not sitting back and saying, well, this is comfortable, this is good enough. It's like, no, there's the extraordinary. And what I love is that the world opens to him. Not because he's holding the world, not because he, stands on top of the world like a king, but because he's sleeping and he's just finished reading a fairy tale. Stories, and it's important to honor stories. Stories are what make us who we are. I have my story, you have your story. The people we live with, the people we love, the people that exist around us, they all have their stories. The world is through the story that we tell ourselves, that we show the world, that we project onto others, which might not be the same story as we tell ourselves. It is the beautiful beginning. It's what we share with everybody. When we get into a relationship, it's like, I'm sharing my story with you, and you're sharing your story with me. And depending on the relationship that we're in, depends on the depth of the story that we share. and the world opens. The world is made of stories. Every single person, as they walk the world, is whispering their story, is creating their existence. And it leads us to the Ten of Pentacles. Be connected with the story that you are telling, with the way that you're moving forward, with the place that you want to inhabit within the world, because prosperity comes. It's wealth, or there's something you value as much as money. It's an end of a cycle. When it comes to money, it's like, oh, finally, finally I made it to this point. And it might be an arbitrary point. It might be like, oh, okay, I can breathe for 5 more days. But those are 5 days of being able to breathe without worry. And that's worth its weight in gold. There's a sense here of power and coming together, old knowledge and wisdom becoming part of new discovery and also knowledge, and things melding together, things mixing together, and it becoming more than we expected. This is wealth that lasts for generations. Now, it doesn't have to be you inherit, though that would be lovely, and I do wish that unto everyone. But there's a sense of, from this drama of the tower, there is wealth to come. There's prosperity to come. There's bounty. And then we have the Empress, and the Empress is, again, pregnant with possibilities. We have that creative energy within us. It's going to be birthed forward in one way or another. But it's a part of our voice that we've forgotten. It's a part of the strength of the human psyche that had been overlooked. Now it's being reclaimed. And it's over us. It's over Capricorn right here. So there's a sense of that beauty, of that serenity, becoming part of who we are. Over the darkness of the devil, comes the healing of the Eternal Mother. And then we go deeper. We go deeper, and we see the Nine of Wands. Please define the Nine of Wands for Capricorn. Please define the Nine of Wands for Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have justice. It's justice. This is also Libra energy. So we might be getting too much information from a Libra, and it's like, okay, enough is enough. Thank you. You've helped enough. But there's this real sense of needing to be just. Now, embracing justice is embracing discernment. It isn't the black and white letter of the law that needs to be upheld here. It is what is right for me. How do I move forward? What is the story that I'm telling myself? What is the path that I want to walk? What is everybody else wanting me to do? And where do I want to be? So it's that sort of justice that is guiding us. It leads us then to going deeper to what opens. Please define the Three of Wands for Capricorn. Please define the Three of Wands for Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It's the Four of Water. So as the world starts to open to us, as we start to see like, oh wow, I can do that. Oh wow, I can go there. Oh wow, we are getting a gift. It doesn't seem like a gift. So it might even feel like, oh wow, I have to do all of this and nobody else is. Like, oh wow, all of this is being put on my shoulders now. Even though we've been working towards it, it's a huge responsibility. It's a gift that doesn't feel like a gift, but it's important and it's intrinsic to us. So keep it going. Keep it going. Don't turn away. Let's see the spirit animal message. Capricorn, May 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. May 1st to the 15th, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. It's the one, but spirit, be at home. Be at home within your soul, within yourself, within who you are and who you were born to be. Be at home. Because we're glorious. Even if we're going through our darkest time, there's a beauty to us. There's a beauty to our hearts. And we have to let that shine forward. Our subconscious spirit animal message is the fox spirit. Think on your feet. Because it's not going to be easy, and it never is. Think on your feet. Roll with the punches. See where it gets you. Don't be too rash, but don't be too meek. The subconscious person message. The Princess of Cups. The Princess of Cups is somebody who acts like a princess. And you're like, oh my gosh, stop it. You're being a diva. This is a person who wants what they want when they want it. They can also be astoundingly emotionally connected and caring. Don't be fooled. because they're going to use that as a sense and as a tool to get what they want. Our subconscious chakra message is truth, the throat chakra. I want truth. I want balance. I want to speak my words and not be afraid. And that's what we're holding on to here. That's what we're seeing here, truth. And it sets us free in a very real way, because it takes away the people that will never connect with us, who don't like us for who we are. And it brings forward authenticity, which people do pick up on. To define our subconscious around the tower, we have the high priestess. Things have fallen apart, and we do not see things the same way. The veil has been lifted from our eyes. We see things much more openly, much more honestly than we ever had before. We're also, again, moving towards that sacred knowledge, that sacred wisdom that is becoming a part of us. The high priestess sees the liar in others. It also sees the liar within ourselves. And so, again, there's this sense of being called out. And it's annoying, but because it's we ourselves who are doing the calling out, it's bearable. Be aware of that. The subconscious, deeper definition of the Nine of Wands is the Nine of Swords. Nightmares, doubts, fears. What if I'm missing out? What if I'm doing it wrong? What if? We can drown in what ifs, and we do, usually. In the fears and the doubts and the nightmares, in the worry, in the guilt. We have to step back from it, because it's keeping us from living our life, and keeping us from knowing that we're making the right decision. It's very funny, we have a 9 and a 9. So the repeat of the number 9 shows that we're coming close to a completion of a cycle. The fact that we're being tormented means that it is an easy cycle, but also means that when we step out on the other side, there's going to be a gravitas to us, a solemnity, a weight to our being, a presence to our being that wasn't there before. It moves us to our subconscious of the 3 of Wands, and that is the 6 of Air. It's time to take what we know and move forward. Is it going to be easy? No, but it's movement, and we need to go. We need to go. We need to expand. We need to explore, and we need to become. Our subconscious tarot message is the 2 of Cups. For the whole entire reading, healing, beautiful love. That's coming in, that's guiding us forward, that's awakening within our soul, that's blessed, and that's a game changer. And that's what we're embracing here. Subconsciously, we're moving towards love and unity. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the seeds that we are planting for our dreams and for ourselves, and as we are going to be inspired in the most unlikely ways. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn.